Hey there, folks. I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Mitski, "The land is inhospitable, and so are we." I've been on the record how there's been an odd, frustrating distance I've had from a lot of Mitski's music. I can really identify her strengths as a singer, melodic composer, and songwriter, but for multiple albums now, I've just not felt that same connection compared to the emotional intensity her fanbase routinely expresses. Maybe it's the occasional odd swerve in the production, maybe it's persistent structural issues that's left many songs feeling abbreviated or disconnected, but she's only really worked in patches for me. But hey, with this new album, she was swerving more deeply into Americana, away from all the pop experimentation of Laurel Hell. And hell, if there was a time that she would really hook me in this subgenre, it would be here. And man, for as much as I really want to like this, it's not really working for me in the way that it should. And yes, that's even though as a Mitski album, I can identify it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, with a lot of her same strengths as a gorgeous singer with relatively well-produced spare arrangements, even if whatever passing relationship she had with any sense of groove back on Laurel Hell is now completely gone. And for what it's worth, I think the lyrics and thematic arc, they mostly work. The relationship arc across the album is pretty well plotted. The conflicted metatext and highlighting how she translates a lot of her strong emotions and memories to art to then be sold, interlaced with depression, shows a lot of emotional intelligence and wisdom. And her reclamation of some form of agency by the end of the project, it's a strong conclusion that preserves her underrated sardonic side, although her embrace of more abstracted, symbolic framing can feel a little distancing from all the emotional devastation that so many people pick up on. I mean, when you pivot towards country in one of the strongest years in that genre in recent memory, some comparisons leave a lot of Mitski's most potent moments here feeling kind of underpowered. Now granted, I think the bigger issue might come in the execution. Beyond Mitski softening her delivery around the old-fashioned live pickup, ditching much of the glittery pop textures for the more relaxed mid-tempo Americana, that could have worked, losing even some of the edges and distortion for some supple pedal steel and Wiseblood-esque cushions of reverb, and with fragments of grander, slightly more organic bombast with the choral vocals and the strings, you do get some striking moments, like on cuts like the opener, Bug Like an Angel, or the beautiful two-sided single of Star in Heaven, or the aching My Love, Mine All Mine, or the tragic betrayal surrounded by the choirs and the barking dogs on I'm Your Man. It's probably the darkest moment on the entire album. But when I'm not getting crushed underfoot by the writing or the delivery, and the production really isn't doing anything that unique or special, especially in this brand of Americana or country, with even less in the way of hooks or song structure, a lot of these pieces are just not sticking. It's a very agreeable listen, but not one I find myself remembering or really wanting to revisit all that much. Of course, I get why it's getting so much critical acclaim. It's easily Mitski's most tasteful singer-songwriter album, borderline critic bait, especially for everyone who did not like her going pop, but it also feels very safe and weirdly restrained to me, where I'm just not mesmerized by any pretensions to any mystery that does a lot of her more blunt style of writing no favors. I don't know, maybe Mitski just isn't for me. I've never fully loved any of her albums, even at her peak in the late 2010s, and I wasn't that wowed actually seeing her live last year at Pitchfork Festival. And you know, for fans of her more songwriter material, you're probably going to get exactly what you want. I will say this is a good album. It's got moments, but as a whole, it just didn't hit as deeply as it should. I guess that happens. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more reviews, please be sure to like, share, drop some comments, subscribe. I'm sure plenty of y'all will disagree with me. I've seen exactly how much critical acclaim this is getting. Let me know about that in the comments down below. I'm sure it's going to be stimulating. Beyond that, if you guys want to get albums on my overloaded schedule, link to my Patreon's right over there. And as always, I'm Mark. You're watching Spectrum Pulse. I'll see you next time.